Hello learners, today we are going to talk about resume writing. As you all know that resume is the most important tool when it comes to your placement. But before getting into the details of resume, let's first talk about, because there are three things that we are generally aware about, like resume, biodata and curriculum vitae. Now the first thing that we need to know is the difference between resume, biodata and curriculum vitae. First, let's talk about a resume. Resume is a brief description of an individual's personal introduction, academic, and professional qualification, which means that in a resume, you are going to talk about your personal introduction but in a very short way. Like you are going to talk about your name, your address, your phone number, your email ID, and at the most, you may talk about your citizenship. Then we have academic qualification, that is related to your academics, like your schooling, your degrees, and any other academic qualifications if you have gained. Then it comes to the professional qualification. Professional qualification means any qualification or any certification or any degree or diploma that you have done as a part of the technical education or professional education. It also includes your internships, your projects. Now, coming to the biodata, biodata is a detailed description of an individual's personal introduction, academic and professional qualification, along with the biological details. Now, here we have a very minute difference between a resume and a biodata, and that difference is that whereas in a resume you talk about your personal introduction in a very brief manner, where you don't go into the detailing of the biological concepts like your height, your weight, your complexion, your family background, your siblings, your family business or family status. Whereas in biodata, all these things are given in detail, and it also includes, it may and it may not include your academic as well as professional qualifications. Coming to the curriculum vitae is, it includes extensive information of an individual's academic background, teaching experience, degrees, research, awards, publications, presentations, and other achievements. It means that curriculum vitae is the most lengthiest type of we can call it a resume type of resume, but it is not resume because it contains it is mostly dominated by your academic history, right? Or even if your job history. So the basic differences between resume, biodata and curriculum vitae is that resume talks about, in a very brief manner, it talks about your personal introduction, your academic and professional qualification, and basically it is meant for the freshers. Coming to the biodata, it is in detail the description of an individual's personal introduction, academic and professional qualifications, and certain biological aspects like the height, weight, complex, family background, and all. Mostly biodatas are written for matrimonial purposes. Coming to the curriculum vitae is basically a detailed introduction to an individual's academic qualifications, experiences, and basically dominated by the academic history like research papers, publications, conferences, symposiums, etc. Now we will be dealing in detail with resume. The first question that comes to our mind is that why do we need a resume? So the answer to the question is that resume is an individual's marketing tool. You are marketing yourself with this document called your resume. It's more than just a document. It outlines your background, your skills, your education, so that a potential employer is quickly and easily able to see how your individual experiences can contribute to a company's success. It means that it is your representative. It talks about your qualifications that makes you suitable for a job. Now, talking about, now we know that what is a resume. The second thing that we should be focusing on is the length of a resume. The resumes generally are not very lengthy, therefore most of the time, or the ideal length of a resume is 1.5, or at maximum 2 pages, not more than that. A resume varies in length depending on your experience and education. In case you have more experience and more educational qualification, therefore we say that resume resume converts into a curriculum vitae if you have the more experience and more education. So if you don't have work, if you haven't worked for much before, 1 or 2 pages is the best, but 3 pages okay if you have got a lot of study and work behind you, and ultimately if it moves to 3 pages, it will be called a curriculum vitae. Make sure that you don't fill your resume with unnecessary information. If your resume is 1 page and it has all the relevant information, it's suitable. It is not necessary that you need to increase the length of the resume just by adding certain unnecessary information. Now we need to know that what are the different components, or what are the different elements that we will be including in a resume, and what should be the order of those elements or the components. So we will be talking about basic components that a resume should have. So the basic elements are your contact details, means your name, your address, your phone number, your email ID, right, and your LinkedIn profile ID. Then you can talk about your opening statement, or it is also called your career objective. And mind it that your career objective should be something which is mutually designed. Mutually designed, I mean to say that it should talk about your objective as well, your interest as well as the company's interest. Means you should be aligning your interest with the company's interest, so that your career objective talks about your benefit and the company's benefit from you. Third, we can list our skills. And when we talk about skills, your skills can include your communication skills, your interpersonal skills, your leadership qualities, your teamwork efficiency. All these skills can be put there in the third column. Then we talk about list of technical and software skills. Technical skills, any relevant certification or any relevant diploma or degree or course that you have done which is in alignment with your area. For example, if you are a BTech, or if you are a graduate in computer science, then you might have certain technical certification courses in certain applications or certain softwares or certain what you call this operating systems like OS, PHP, etc. So if you have any such technical qualification that is in alignment with the job profile as well as it is in alignment with your area of academics, then you can put it there. Then we talk about personal attributes, career overview. Personal attributes, what are your strengths, right, which can be positively be used or utilized or exploited by the company for the profile which you are applying for. Then we talk about educational qualifications, that is you need to put your educational qualifications in the chronological order, but your latest first. Like you have BTech degree, the latest qualification you have achieved is BTech. So you starting from BTech, moving backward, it's BTech, then your intermediate, then your high school, and not beyond high school. Employment history, volunteering or work placements. Employment history, in case you are experienced, you have worked somewhere earlier, then you need to put your experience, and experience is also needed to be put in two headings, like the job profile and the responsibilities. Job profile, which position you had been holding, and responsibilities, being on that position, what all areas you were working on. Then you can also put your voluntary, like if you have been a part of some social activities or some clubs, you can put it there, or some voluntary activities if you have done, you can put there. And in case you have any other placement records, you can put it there. The last is your references or referees. You need to mention at least two people who are not in your blood relation, but who know you, and they are renowned personalities, like they are your professors, or they are the doctors, or they are on some esteemed positions. Now, though we say that these are the basic elements or the components of a resume, all the resumes should be having all these points. Maybe you can skip 1 or 2 if you don't have the relevant qualification according to that. But then this is the basic order, but this order can change. The order may change depending on the work experience history. Like therefore we talk about the types of resume. When we say types of resume, there are 3: functional, chronological, and combination. Functional is basically meant for the freshers, where this order, the one which we have discussed right now, this order is followed. Why? Because The topmost, the most primary section of your resume is talking about your skills, because you don't have any experience. So the dominating aspect of your resume becomes your skills. In the same manner, we move to chronological. If you have a good history, like you have 2 to 3 years of work experience, then you can move on to a chronological resume, where we can in place of, in the order where we are putting list of skills, before the key skills we can put the employment histories, because the dominating aspect of our resume then becomes our experience. Coming to the combination, if you have experience more than 5 years, then it depends on you. You can put it in the form of a functional resume, or you can put it in the form of a chronological resume. Now, there is one very important aspect of designing or drafting a resume, and that I call it to be tailor your resume. Tailoring your resume means that you need to edit, review, revise your resume as per the job you are applying for. So it is not necessary that once you have made the resume, that resume is going to suit all types of jobs which you are searching for. So what you need to do is, you need to tailor your resume to every job application, so that it responds to the specific requirements of job you are applying for. Means, first you need to see the job profile you are applying for, then you need to look for the requirements of that, or the job responsibilities of that profile, so that you, when you are designing your resume, you can change your career objective as per the job profile, you can change your strengths and weaknesses as per the job requirements, and you can even get some technical qualifications as per the responsibilities that are there for that job profile. You might not need to change much, but you do. That we have done. Okay. So these are the important things which you need to tailor as many times as you are applying for the job. That is your career objective, because your career objective has to be in alignment with the job profile and the job responsibilities. So the moment your job profile changes, your career objective changes, right? So this is one thing that you should keep in mind, that you need to, every time you are applying for a job, first check that whether your career objective is in alignment with the job profile and the responsibilities that you are applying for. Then your relevant skills, again you need to tailor your skill sets as per the job profile and the requirement. For example, if you are applying for some customer care executive, so there your relevant skill will be interpersonal skill, so that you can include. But if you are not applying for customer care or any such public relation jobs, then you need to think that whether that interpersonal skills should be kept on the top or not, or it is the secondary one. Include examples of achievements that meet the advertised requirement of the job. And then you need to think, it means you need to do a homework before designing a resume. That is, first you need to have a study of the job you are applying for and the responsibilities of that particular profile, so that you can design your resume, you can tailor your resume as per the needs meant. Include specifically relevant keywords and phrases throughout your resume, and please look into the advertisement, or look into the history of the organization, or look into the website of the organization where you are applying, and try to find out certain keywords that the organization is looking for, and try to use those keywords when you are defining your career objective, you are defining your strengths and weaknesses, you are defining your skill sets, right? So, sample fresher resume is attached as a Word document. Along with this PPT, I am also sending you a sample cover letter and a fresher resume. Please go through it, and the sources which I have searched, or which I have referred in order to make this PPT is given there. You can even go to the link and search more about resume writing. Thank you.